Arizona right now. About 25 miles over the dam. Heading down to pick up a couple grandkids. Nice and warm out today. Hey Tony, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. Headed down to pick up a couple grandkids in Wickiup. Coming up on, this is White Hills right up here. It's called White Hills. Just a residential district on the left side by the mountain. Then there's a few business places right through here. 4 or 5 truck stops. Place to get some quick gas. A couple fast food places. We used to ride our motorcycles out here. This is 28 miles over Hoover Dam from Las Vegas. We used to ride our motorcycles out here to a place called Rosie's. Nice little restaurant. Used to be right up here. They had a couple fires and finally shut it down for good. Now Starbucks bought it. Hey Bud Files, welcome. Good to see you. Looks like Cleveland's in the house. Yeah, right up here past the Chevron is where we used to go for breakfast. This white building right here, that was called Rosie's Den. They had really good breakfast, nice place to drive to. Then White Hills is over here on the left. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 200 homes up in there. People try to escape Las Vegas and they come out here. Look at these guys. Just gonna ride in the fast lane. Too much Steve Miller music. Life in the fast lane. I'll go to this lane, then he'll speed up. Okay, he's turning left, thank God. Get him out of the way. So yeah, a couple of the grandkids that live down in Tempe, Arizona, they wanted to come up to Grandma and Grandpa's place for Christmas. So Debbie called down to our daughter Sherry's house this morning and was talking to her, and she's gonna meet me halfway. So it's about 150 miles for me and 148 miles for her, so that's real close to halfway right there, I guess. So she's gonna meet me in Wickiup, Arizona. I'm gonna pick up 2 grandkids, bring them up to Las Vegas for Christmas. I had good plans already for what's going on. You know, we're gonna go to. I want to go to the Botanical Gardens tonight, which is Ethel M Chocolate Factories. They do a cactus garden. Yeah, I think it's called the Cactus Gardens. So the kids will be able to go to Cactus Gardens tonight. It's all lit up. I'll go live over there. It's a beautiful place. It's a nice little walk-through area with all the Christmas lights lit up. So I'll be able to take the kids there. And then Thursday night I've got tickets for the Magical Forest, which is Opportunity Village puts this place together for Halloween every year and then for Christmas. So it's a big Christmas event in Las Vegas. They got a few rides. You know, it's kind of like a carnival and then a nice walk through the Christmas area. So that'll be Thursday night. And then we always go downtown to the Bellagio down on the Strip. They've always got beautiful displays. Hey Steve, how you doing? So the grandkids will be able to get out with Debbie and I and enjoy themselves for Christmas. So Steve, yeah, I just drove into Arizona from Las Vegas, heading down to Wickiup, just south of Kingman a little bit. I'm sure you know where that's at. Gonna pick up a couple grandkids, bring them back to Vegas for probably for 2 weeks. They wanted to come up and spend Christmas with Grandma and Grandpa, so that's cool. And then their oldest sister, Faith, lives with us, so she's, I think she's 21 years old. She's been living on our property for a long time. So I'll be able to see their sister and spend Christmas up here. And I think their other sister's up here in Henderson as well. She was over at our house about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think, yeah, Thanksgiving. So yeah, all 4 of the grandkids from Sherry, our second daughter, they'll all be in town. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Then we got 2 other grandkids that live here. My youngest daughter's kids live here, so that'll be 6 grandkids. And then the other 5 grandkids live down in Tempe and Scottsdale area. So that'll be good. Debbie's been sick for a couple days, so I'm running down by myself to get the kids. I don't know what she got. Some kind of flu going around. So we dispatched our 19 meat birds on last Wednesday, and did all the processing. We kept four whole chickens for chicken and dumplings, and then we processed the other ones down into pieces, you know, the legs, wings, thighs, and breasts. And then we ground down I think we ground down 6 of the carcasses for the chickens. They like that. Yeah, I spoke with another friend of mine this morning too, and he's had a fever for a couple of days. Sick. I got it last Thursday, the day after I dispatched those chickens. I had a bug for about just a 24-hour bug. So I don't know if maybe I breathed in some bacteria from the chickens or what, you know, whenever I was processing and cleaning the chickens out. Either way, I was sicker than a dog. I thought I had COVID or something. I mean, I was sick for at least 6 or 8 hours, and then down for 24 hours. But it went right away, so I was grateful for that. It's been cloudy out in the desert here for the last 4 days, I think. I'm sure you guys are getting the same weather down in southern Arizona. Starting to bring in that winter look finally. That's what I love about being out here in the Southwest is we probably get 350 days of sunshine. I love that sunshine. I just looked at my speedometer. I'm doing 85 miles an hour. Not really passing that many cars, but I backed it back down to 75. I know there's a highway patrol that runs in a unmarked Camaro between here and Kingman, so I got to keep an eye out from him. Plus there's a lot of other cars speeding through here, so not too worried about it. I've taken this trip on this road so many times I couldn't count them if I remembered all of them. First time I took this highway was in 1976. Left Arizona. No, not Arizona. I'm sorry. Left Illinois and went to going to Arizona to see family, but I wanted to go through Las Vegas and check it out because I was just coming of age and looking for what kind of work I wanted to do, you know. Anyways, I came out to Las Vegas. Las Vegas was real small back in 1976, I'll tell you that much. There wasn't much going on, so I went on down to Phoenix. Seen a lot of construction in Phoenix. So I stopped off there and wound up getting into concrete work down in Phoenix. I went back and forth. I was like a snowbird, a teenage snowbird, if you can imagine that. That's usually for people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Oh, a trip from Palm Springs, that's nice. That'll be good having the kids out. I did work on that Marine base there. Oh, that's 29 Palms. I did concrete on that Marine base in 29 Palms back in around 2013. So yeah, I was a snowbird from the 70s in my teens, and I traveled back and forth from Illinois to Arizona every summer, well, spring and fall, until 1982. Then I wound up staying in Arizona. Met Debbie in 1988 down there in Mesa. The company I was working for back then was doing work up in Las Vegas. We wanted to get out of town and get a fresh start, so we came up to Las Vegas then. The rest is history. A lot of history. So Tony, are the kids are up in Washington and they're going to come down to Palm Springs, or I think that's probably what you're talking about. Hey Phil, welcome in, buddy. How you doing? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that they were coming down from Washington. Okay, Steve, thanks a lot, buddy. You take care. Come in tonight if you get time. We're going to go to the Cactus Gardens over there, the light show, probably about 7:30 tonight, 7:30 Pacific time. Gotta get out of this fast lane. I'm being a jerk now. People are coming up on me 85 miles an hour. Let me get over here. Yeah, so we'll take the grandkids over to the Cactus Gardens tonight for the light shows, Christmas show, FLM Chocolate Factory, and do a little tour of the chocolate factory, and then maybe buy some sweets. I'm sure Debbie's going to want to get some chocolate. We're out here in Arizona heading south. I remember whenever these were 2-lane highways back in the 70s and 80s. This was a treacherous highway right here from Phoenix to Las Vegas. There were a couple hundred crosses on the side of the highways from all the automobile accidents, people trying to pass, getting head-on collisions and everything. Hope everybody's got their Christmas shopping done. I finished mine up yesterday, but now that we got grandkids coming into town, Debbie's going to have to get out and do some more shopping. I'm done with mine. So many years of doing that last minute Christmas shopping. It seemed like I hated shopping, so I'd never get out and get Debbie's Christmas until like a day or two before Christmas, man. That was a drag. So I'm pretty good about it now. I get out at least 2 weeks ahead of time, and then I thought I was done. Then a couple of days ago, she was telling me something else. She said, I gotta get that one of these days. And that's her way of saying, hey, will you get that for me for Christmas? Hi, National Parks Princess. Welcome in. So yeah, Debbie had her neat little way of saying, go get me this for Christmas. So I went and got that for her for Christmas. Tony went on Christmas Eve, man. That's the worst. I couldn't imagine going Christmas Eve. Well, I could too during the day. Yeah, I've probably done that the day before, 2 days before. Yeah, national parks going down to, I'm in Arizona right now, headed down to just before Kingman, Arizona. Left Las Vegas about 45. They're coming up for 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year's. I think Las Vegas is one of the coolest places to enjoy Christmas, believe it or not. Then we've got Mount Charleston, so I'll take the kids up on Mount Charleston while they're here. We haven't had any big snows yet, but you know, right outside of Las Vegas is Mount Charleston. We've got a ski resort. There's areas for the kids to play. They can take their sleds or toboggans, whatever, up there. You can do cross-country skiing up there if you like that. So I'll take the kids up, let them play in the snow up there. Bicycling. I remember whenever I was working at Sequoia National Park, I would see all those extreme bicyclists, you know, cross-country bicyclists. They would come up to the national park. Okay, yeah. That's the first time I went up on Mount Charleston, was 1989, shortly after we moved up here. So you know how beautiful it is up there. Last year I was able to fly my drone up there. That was really nice. So I got some nice drone footage up on the, not at the ski resort area, but over by the lodge. I worked at Sequoia National Park 2011 to 2013. I do concrete work, or I retired from concrete. So just below about 5 miles below the big forest, on the portion coming up from Three Rivers, there's a lookout for Morro Rock. If you stop at that lookout at Morro Rock, we did from that part right there all the way up to the big forest, about a 5-mile stretch where we widened the roadway. We had to build retaining walls, and we made it look like natural rocks on the outside of the concrete. Most people don't know that the things that we have around Las Vegas. When you speak of Las Vegas, you think about casinos, you know. I remember whenever we moved up here, people would say, "You live in Las Vegas?" They just thought it was a resort town. But yeah, there's over 1 million people in Las Vegas. So whenever you've got a lot of people living in cities, you know, you got parks, you've got water parks, you've got all types of things to do. We've got Lake Mead National Recreation Area. We've got Red Rock National Recreation Area. You got Mount Charleston, Mountain Springs, different mountain stuff. So we got everything from mountains to desert. You've got, I don't know if you've ever been out to what am I thinking of? Valley of Fire. We were out, me and a buddy of mine went out to Valley of Fire in probably maybe May or June. Did some video out there. Rode our motorcycles out there. That's beautiful out of Valley of Fire. So many things to do. Looks like it's snowing up on that big mountain pass there. This is Kingman we're coming up on here. Probably about 10 miles outside of Kingman. Yeah, so you know what Valley of Fire is like. A lot of good hiking out there if you want to go bicycling. I think they've got camping just outside of that park. I think that's a state park. Not sure if it's a national or state. Might be a national park. But I don't think your national park pass will get you in there. Yeah, they're getting a lot of weather over here to the southwest. That's probably right around Needles, California, right there where all that weather is. Yeah, state park, that's what I was thinking. Sorry about the camera shaking so much. This isn't the best road. It's too bad our highway system's really slacked off for the last 4 years. Whatever repairs we needed in 2019 were never addressed because once COVID hit, it seemed like they just quit doing any infrastructure. The cool thing, because I travel a lot on my motorcycle, and the cool thing about state parks is it's just probably like 25% the cost of what it is in a car. It's a lot cheaper on the motorcycle. Even whenever I go to like Mount Rushmore and what's that other one up there in the Black Hills? Crazy Horse and Mount Rushmore. It's a lot cheaper to get in on your motorcycle. I'll tell you, a beautiful ride is one of the most beautiful rides that I didn't know about was going through the Rocky Mountain National Park. Came in from the west side on my motorcycle, and I rode through the national park and came out on the east side over at Estes Park, which was really cool. I think they did a little filming there they did some filming of The Shining over there in Estes Park. Some of the interior, I believe. Yeah, Custer also, the Black Hills. There's so much cool stuff in the Black Hills. You could probably spend a month or two right there in South Dakota, right there. Just not only the Black Hills, but over to Spearfish. Yeah, if you get a chance to drive through the Rocky Mountains, you'll love that. I was just blown away. This is going to be where old Route 66 goes through. Yeah, you got Spearfish, and then you're real close to that doggone mountain over there in Wyoming, Devil's Tower. Run over to Devil's Tower, Spearfish, Sturgis, Rapid City, all the different monuments out there in that area. Over into Deadwood. Then you got your Badlands. Badlands was a pretty neat place too, you know, I mean, it's not exactly my cup of tea, but it was still pretty cool. It was worth going through there. I think Badlands was one and done for me, but the rest of the Black Hills, though, I just keep going back. I've been going there quite a few years for the motorcycle rally, so Debbie loves it up there too. We got the same campground that we go to, whether we're doing the RV together or whether I just ride my motorcycle. We stay at the same place. Yeah, the sunsets are beautiful there. We're starting to get a little rain here too. We don't get to see it much in Las Vegas. Seems like it might rain 10 times a year at the most. Yeah, Kingman's a neat little gem. I'm gonna drive through town, that way you guys can see Route 66 for anybody that hasn't been through Route 66 here. And then just a little bit southwest is a small town called Oatman. If you guys are ever in the area, or anybody that has never been to Oatman, Arizona, you've got to go through there and take Route 66 out of Kingman, go through Oatman, then you can go over to Laughlin, Nevada, or vice versa. Got a lot of cool places that are just a half a day's drive from Las Vegas. You got Laughlin, you got Oatman, you got Needles, Lake Havasu, Kingman, or you could go north into Utah. Utah's only a little over an hour away. See, I'll hit Route 66 up here. Yeah, if you ever come through this area, national parks, if you ever come through this area again, go check out Oatman. It's just, if you're on Interstate 40 and you go past Kingman, and then right as you're getting ready, right before you cross the Colorado River into California, you take a right there. I don't know. I think that's Highway 95. And you can go up to Oatman right there. It's only about maybe 15 miles north, 20 miles north of Interstate 40. Yeah, maybe 15. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, if you want to get a sneak peek of what that town's like, it's like an old west town, you know. There was a mining town. They got donkeys that run the streets over there, begging for food. But if you want to get a sneak peek, I got a video from about 6 months ago. Maybe 6 months ago, Oatman, Arizona. Me and some guys took a motorcycle ride over there. into Kingman. This runs into Interstate 40. And then I'm gonna, usually I get on Interstate 40 and head east about 20 miles to my next turn off to go to Wickiup. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna drive through town real quick. Let you guys check out some of the Route 66 stuff. Some of the old gas stations, hotels. They got some vintage stuff in there. We got to get a freeway around this town. This traffic backs up right here real bad on Friday nights right here, Friday afternoons. Traffic will be backed up all the way up the hill behind me. But I remember going across Interstate 44 and Interstate 40 back in the 70s, whenever, you know, once you got into Oklahoma, you were driving through some of the towns like Amarillo. You drove through the city, then you get into New Mexico, and it seemed like every city in New Mexico we had to drive through the city. Santa Rosa, Tucumcari, Grants, all those towns you would drive through the cities on what used to be Route 66. I've been from the starting point in Chicago all the way to Santa Monica Pier, where Route 66 ends. That's pretty cool. There's so many neat sights to see on Route 66. I mean, you almost got to make a trip out of that alone, you know. If you're gonna do that trip, it's just got to be well, it doesn't have to be. You can see some other things along the way, but if you did a trip just for Route 66, that's a cool trip. Yeah, before you start in Chicago, go see Navy Pier. If you haven't been to Navy Pier, you got to go to Navy Pier, check that out. And then Route 66 starts, I think, I can't remember if it's Michigan Avenue or what, but anyways, right across from Navy Pier is where Route 66 starts. This is a neat museum right here. There's Route 66. A lot of gift shops and everything here. Nice old train. You can go up in the engine there. The caboose, they got it locked off. You can't get in the caboose anymore. You used to be able to. Ah, got us a train going by. Nice. I'm gonna have to clip that one for all my train buddies. So anyways, they got a neat visitor center over here you can walk through. And then right here you can drive your car around and take a picture of your car inside of this little sign right here. Show your friends you've been on Route 66. Check that out. Yeah, you can pull underneath here and then get out and take a picture of your vehicle. Like these folks over here, they're taking pictures of themselves everywhere. This is a neat town. We come down here a couple times a year to check it out too. They'll have some Route 66 days. They just did about maybe a month ago. I came down here and they had a car show and everything. Stop and go in all these buildings. It's like a 69 Chevelle maybe. Old panel truck over there. Nice old Jeep. Is that a Javelin right there? Huh. Old Airstream. Yeah, it's good for a stopover, you know. You can spend a couple hours around here. I don't think there's enough in this town to really spend a whole lot of time, but I mean, they got a couple museums. They got this old downtown area here. They got the old train station. I've never spent more than maybe 3 hours here at any given time. Logos and whatnot. But it's about maybe a 3-mile drive through this old part of town. 3 or 4 miles of Route 66 right here. Takes you right back over to Interstate 40. Yeah, that train mural is real cool. I got a picture of my motorcycle in front of that one. This is a good town for rail fanning also, people who enjoy taking videos of trains. I got some good videos from my drone of the trains here. I head back out to Interstate 40, jump on the highway, go up the mountain about 20 miles. There's some more Route 66 establishments over here on this side of town. Mainly a lot of the old motels and stuff. Those are cool. I like checking out the old motels. Just brings back memories of childhood, you know. Yeah, that was a decent sized train right there. I think that was, what is that, Pacific? Union Pacific? That's one of the major east-west trains. I like some of these restaurants in these small towns too. That's a good restaurant right there. Then there's a Cracker Barrel. You can't be a Cracker Barrel if you enjoy breakfast, unless you can find a mom and pop's restaurant. They had a neat little car show up here. Like I say, about, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago I went to. And they had the car show in the middle of the street. They had the street blocked off. And then this little park up here, they had a little vintage travel trailer show going on. All the little travel trailers from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. That was real cool. I like the old RVs. Then I worked on the railroad. See those things going under the railroad right there for the drainage? We did in 2013. That's whenever I was doing all my work in California, Sequoia National Park. Worked on the railroad for about 3 months. We did a second track, you know, for a standby track. So I don't know how many miles we did. Maybe we probably did about 10 miles of track, maybe longer. And then did the Marine base over there for parking the tanks. Then I retired. I thought I retired in 2014 because I wanted to retire at 55. So I thought I retired. And then I got a phone call. If you remember that big mole, the world's largest mole, Big Bertha, up in Seattle, the old Alaskan Way Tunnel had collapsed up in Seattle. And Big Bertha had broke down, and they were doing repairs for a couple years. Anyways, whenever they was ready to go again with the tunnel, I got a call from them, and they asked me if I'd come up there and help run the tunnel job. So guess what I did? I wanted to do it just for the excitement, you know, because I like working on big jobs like that, you know, working in Sequoia National Park. I worked on Hoover Dam back in the 1990, 91, and 92, doing the new visitor center, doing the elevator shafts, you know, just updating things. And then 2016 I went up to Seattle and worked on the big tunnel there that goes from the football stadium over to the Space Needle. 2 miles of tunnel up there. Then I came back to Henderson, thought I retired again, and in 2018 I got a call. Towards the end of 2018 I got a call from the team that was building for Google and asked me to run the project right there in my hometown in Henderson for Google. So I went out there and did 2 buildings for Google right there in Henderson. And then I retired from that. And got a call from the Department of Defense, one of my buddies with the Department of Defense, and wanted me to do some work there. And that's all I can say about that. But I am officially retired now. I get people calling me to do work now, and I turn them down. If I never pour another drop of concrete in my life, I'll be happy. Yeah, pretty busy for being retired, I know. So I hope I'm done. I hope I'm done pouring concrete. I turned down a lot of work this year. So Debbie looked at me one time. She said, "You really are done, aren't you?" I said, "God, I hope so." Oh, that guy was moving on pretty good. Wow. I don't know if that's the same guy, but if it is, he got about 8 miles real quick. I don't know if I got a job for another cool project. That would be nice. Maybe in a couple years from now. I'm enjoying traveling right now. Well, you probably know where Kings Canyon is over there in California. Also, I did a bridge over that river down at the bottom of Kings Canyon, right there by the right there by the campground. That was the first bridge I did over a river. I've done over 100 bridges in Las Vegas, but that was my first river bridge. I enjoyed that. Oh, Kings Canyon is amazing. Amazing place. We took our RV down through there. That's matter of fact, we was going around one of the curves in Kings, heading down Kings Canyon, going downhill, and the rock sticks out just over the edge of the road, onto the road, and I clipped the side of the RV, and it put a cut down the side of my RV about maybe 16 inches long, I'm going to say, 12 inches, 16 inches. Yeah, it was wild. Debbie was scared to death driving down through there. All right, Phil, glad you were here, buddy. Good to see you. So I think there's a national park up in that mountain right there here in Kingman. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm pretty sure it's a national. Yeah, let's see. Right there, Wallapai Mountain Park. I don't know if it's, it must be national, or state rather. It's got the brown sign. Yeah, that's a pretty precarious drive down to the bottom of that canyon. Did you notice that one rock? There's one rock area. Yeah, guys, I gotta hide my camera while I go past this highway patrol. But on your way, I don't know how far it is. Maybe 5 miles or so before you get down to the bottom of Kings Canyon. On one side of the mountain there's this one type of rock that's only in 5 spots in the whole world. Maybe 5 spots, I think. It's some sort of, I can't remember what they call it. I want to say geode, but I'm not sure what it is. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about on that. Yeah, I know it, Tony. I don't care for rain either. But this is in the Kingman area. Once I get back into Nevada, it won't be raining. I'll try and look that rock up, whatever's inside of that mountain. I can't remember what it is, but I know I got pictures of it. I'll have to run through some of my old pictures and see if I can find out what they call that rock. like I say, there's only maybe 5 places in the whole world where that exists, and it's not a big thing. It's only maybe maybe 100 feet wide and 100 feet tall. It's not that big at all. Yeah, see if you can find out what that is. I don't know if it's a you know, the name of the rock, or if it's a some sort of a gemstone, or what it actually is. I don't think it's considered a gemstone though. There was a desert rain, Tony. Lasted 2 minutes. That doesn't sound familiar. Yeah, I hear you, man. We don't like the rain. Especially where you're at. Where are you at? Down by Yuma again? Now, are you headed back down to Yuma, or are you going to go to Quartzsite, or what you got planned? We're going to, well, I'm going to Laughlin on the 4th through the 7th. I got a little convention I do there for my recovery groups, and then after the 7th, I think that Friday, maybe the 11th or so, 11th or 12th, whenever, I think we're going to head down to Quartzsite. I'd like to go down to Quartzsite for 2 weeks. And then maybe towards the end of January, I'd like to go down to Yuma. Hey Jerry, how's it going? Yeah, so I'm looking at doing after the 1st, I'm going to do Laughlin, then Quartzsite, then maybe Yuma. And then I need to get back over into the Phoenix area too. Go see the kids down there. Yeah, doing well. Headed down. I'm just outside of Kingman, Arizona. Headed down to pick up a couple grandkids. Well, either in Quartzsite or Yuma, I want to run into you. So whenever I get down there to Quartzsite, I'll reach out for sure. So yeah, Jerry, headed down here to a little town called Wickiup. It's halfway between Las Vegas and Phoenix. Headed down there to pick up a couple of my grandkids, bring them back to Las Vegas for the holidays. Shit, I was gonna get gas right there. Gas is $4.23. Oh well, I think I can make it to Wickiup and back. I got a little over a quarter tank of gas, and it's only about 60 miles round trip. I could turn around in one of these emergency highway patrol places. I'm not going to do that. My junction's 5 miles away. Interstate 93, 5 miles, and then I think it's maybe 20 miles, 25 miles to Wickiup. So yeah, about 60 miles round trip. Yeah, I know, that's why I wanted to get gas there, Tony, because it's 323 right there. It was 346 in Vegas, so I didn't want to get gas there. I knew I could save 30 cents a gallon here. And the place that I'm going to down here at Wickiup is out in the middle of nowhere. I think gas there is probably next to California prices. I don't know how they're doing it over there in California with all them high prices. I mean, yeah, their wages are higher, you know, their cost of living is higher than hell too, though. I know as far as our unions go, 429, where's that at? Are you West Coast or East Coast? I know Central United States is like $2 and something. In the Midwest. Yeah, California, so 429. That's not bad compared to what it was. So yeah, okay, yeah, I got family in Sacramento. Or Debbie's got a sister and some nieces and nephews over just out of Sacramento, just outside of Sacramento. So the way I always knew the cost of living around the country was through our unions. You know, the higher the cost of living, the higher the wage is, the wage package for our union. So the highest wage packages, the highest one is San Francisco, so that's got to be the highest cost of living. Then New York is second highest wage package, so that's second highest cost of living. And then your other cities start falling in after that. Chicago's in line. Las Vegas, we got a good wage package in Las Vegas. Seattle's got a high wage package. Seattle's higher than Vegas, so I know their cost of living's got to be higher. Another good thing about these unions, even though, like whenever I would leave here and go to California, even though the wages maybe, I think the wages were probably $8 to $10 an hour more than Las Vegas, they would pay me over, they would pay me $5 over just to go out there and work. So I'd be making $15 an hour over wage whenever I go out of town like that. And they're still doing it. I got a friend from Vegas, he's working in Seattle still yet. And I think they paid him $6 an hour plus the higher wages. What union you in? I was in the plasters and cement masons. Yeah, union was good, Tony. Oh, right on. Yeah, I've got a good handful of friends that are CNAs. I don't know if they're union or not, though. I got one real good friend that's a CNA, and She's going for her nursing license right now. She gets so frustrated sometimes, she calls me up, just aggravated as all get out about the testing and everything. I tell her just stick with it, you know, once she gets her license, she can write her own ticket, I believe. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, what am I thinking of? CNA. Yeah, that's Certified Nurse Association or whatever. What is that other thing? The nurse's aid. That's what I'm thinking of. Where they help the nurses. Yeah. Yeah, at least a handful of them. And then the one who's going for her license right now. And then I probably got another 3 or 4 friends that are nurses. One is emergency room up in Utah right now. Yeah, the nurses I know, they travel around. Yeah, I've told her stay with it. She's sticking it out. She just gets frustrated, you know. You know how tough it can be. But she's sticking with it because, like I told her, you know, once she gets licensed and everything, then she can go anywhere she wants. There's never going to be a shortage of nurses, I don't believe. Yeah, travel nurses do make big money. I love this sky out here in Arizona. Arizona's got the most beautiful canvas. You know, you either get the skies like this, or you get those red and orange sunshine skies. One of the superintendent friends I worked with for about 10 years, he was a carpenter superintendent, and I was a concrete superintendent. And his wife's the nurse from Utah. She used to travel with him, you know, whenever we worked in California, she transferred over there for like 2 years and worked out of the ER over there. And then went to another area in California. Then we worked in Texas. She went to Texas and worked there. Yeah, Arizona sunsets are just magnificent. I mean, we get some great ones up in Las Vegas. I've seen some beautiful sunsets across the country, but I still believe Arizona gets some of the best. But, you know, some people, you know, they're partial to things. Like my one friend, he's on the Big Island, you know, and I've seen the sunsets on the Big Island. Everywhere you go, just beautiful. I got a whole folder of just sunsets in my computer from all over, just beautiful. Now that I've got the drones, I'm flying the drones, so I'm capturing some even more stunning pictures. Oh, I bet, Tony, that's the best part of the day, is the sunrise and the sunset. Especially where you're at down south there, you know, there's, you know, and Steve on Desert Adventures in Arizona, Steve, he's always getting some fantastic sunsets there too. It's crazy how this is all 4-lane now. I remember when it was just a narrow 2-lane road. I think this was considered the most dangerous highway in the United States for a while. If you maybe Google that, maybe it'll say something about how dangerous this highway used to be. Highway 93 in Arizona. You know, you couldn't drive 5 miles without seeing a couple of crosses on the side of the highway. I don't know how I lived through it back in my drinking days, going back and forth between Phoenix and Las Vegas. Trucker and heck, passing cars. Look at that. Oh, you know you've been up that 93, Tony. Been up through there in the motorhome. I hope nobody's getting car sick. And I hope my daughter makes it up here the same time I do. That way I don't have to sit around and wait. I've got to be back into Vegas. I got a 5:30 appointment. Let's see what time is it right now. 1 o'clock. I got plenty of time. I gotta take my cruise control off. Driving tip number 362. Don't drive with your cruise control on in the rain. Oh yeah, that's right. It's an hour difference in Arizona. Okay, Jerry. Appreciate you, buddy. Too bad you weren't in here whenever I caught that train over there in Kingman. Had a nice Union Pacific train go by. Yeah, definitely not on these roads. You break your traction out here and that cruise control takes over and your wheels are spinning. Maybe I'll slow down to about 75. Look at this car. It says 183,700 miles. Those are mostly tow miles. This car's probably only got 60,000 drive miles on it. Yeah, I haven't looked at the weather, Tony, but I don't think there's going to be any rain down south there. while to get around this truck. Otherwise, we're going into 2-lane. Get around this pickup truck too. Come on, turkey. Don't worry, guys. I used to race cars in my younger days too. My uncle was a bootlegger. Yeah, that's probably part of this storm that's headed for Southern California. We're just straight east of Barstow. And what's west of Barstow? You've got what the heck is that town? Over there on the 99 I used to go through all the time. Bakersfield. I'd hit Barstow, then I'd go west through Tehachapi, and then Bakersfield, and then I'd go north to Tulare County. What's that? I can't remember which town I would take over to Three Rivers. I know it was 400 miles from my house in Henderson to my apartment in Three Rivers. So that was a good deal out there. My company rented apartments for all of us superintendents and general foremen. Wow, that's a lot of rain. Two to 4 inches is a good rain. I wouldn't doubt it from the looks of these clouds. I don't know how much they're going to get here in Arizona. How far is Sacramento from Reno? That's not bad. So that's like, man, that's weird because whenever I lived in Illinois and then I stayed in Louisiana for a period of time, so many people across the country, whenever you talk distances, they'll mention how many hours it is. I don't know why, but I've always dealt in miles, you know. Like I'll say it's 150 miles, and then someone else will say it's 2 hours. And I like to see how other people describe things. It's cool how each of us have our own way of describing stuff. I remember whenever I was a kid, my mom was real good friends with this lady who was blind, and she would always ask me, tell me what it looks like. You know, and I'd have to really think about it. You know, how do you describe something to someone who's never seen before? So anyways, I think she was probably just trying to entertain me by having me describe to her what something looked like, or what something tastes like, or what it feels like. You know, someone who's got who's got partial vision, you know, they can maybe make things out that are blurry or see things that, you know, if they're real close up on stuff. You know, but for someone who's never been able to see in their whole life, you know, that would be one stretch of the imagination there. Down. Might need my windshield wipers any minute. Not too bad right now though. You guys see alright? Hey, what's going on? It's been a good trip anyways. Appreciate you guys sticking with me. Road's a little slick there. I got a little hydro playing just a little bit. Doing about 78 miles an hour. Rain's calming down again. I hope Debbie feels better whenever I get back home so we can go to the Cactus Garden tonight. I had this all scheduled out for Cactus Garden tonight, and then Magical Forest Thursday night. 9 miles to my destination, Wikia. So Cactus tonight, Cactus Gardens, Magical Forest Thursday. Saturday I want to go to Bellagio, and I think that's it until Christmas. And then after Christmas, I want to go down on Fremont Street, take the kids down there. Thanks a lot. Merry Christmas. Take the kids down on Fremont Street right after Christmas. And I got a couple other things planned too, so let me flip this back around. I don't know, I'm doing 83. That little car passed me. Got a good highway right here though. Temperature just dropped. I think temperature just dropped 5 or 6. I'm gonna slow down because we're getting close to Wikia, and sometimes there's highway patrol right out here. If you want to speed and get a ticket, that's fine. I'm going to be safe. I'm not going to get there any faster. It's only 7 miles away. Found out whenever I was a kid that you can even get a speeding ticket driving the speed limit, and it's called driving too fast for the conditions of the road. That happened in Illinois. I got a ticket for that. I was going the speed limit, but it was raining super bad. And got pulled over, gave me a ticket for driving too fast for the conditions of the road. Didn't know that was possible. Alright, we are on the edge of Wickiup. Out west here we got all these restaurants with Indian jewelry and stuff. Here we got a place called Blues and Barbecues. They played blues music and yes, had barbecues. Debbie and I was riding here on the motorcycle one time back in the 1990s, late 1990s, and we were freezing. It was like January, middle of January. Just freezing to death. So I pull over up here and there's this old motel. It was, man, it was, I'll tell you, even for me it was scary. I'll show you where it is here in a minute. It's pretty much destroyed now. I mean, that was 30 years ago. 25, 30 years ago, and it was old and ready to be tore down. It's like the Bates Motel. I'm going to stay on here until I get up here to where I'm going to meet the kids at. Couple more miles down here, another 5 or 10 minutes, and then call it good. Whoa, I don't know if that was an animal that ran across the road or what. The skies look cool with that storm up there. I wonder how far this storm goes. Looks like it covers the whole area here. Where's that motel at? Remember where it was. This is a good Chicago style hot dogs right there. I like Chicago hot dogs. Here we go. No. Oh, this is, wait. I think that's it. Yeah, that was that old spooky motel we stayed in. Well, I didn't tell my daughter where to meet me at here, so I'm gonna meet her at Chevron here. I'm gonna have to give her a call, let her know where I'm at. Let's see how much gas it is here. $5 for diesel, $6.09 for regular. Hang on. $6.09 for regular, $6.89 for premium, and $5. All right, Tony. Yeah, I got to get off here, buddy, and call my daughter. Man, thanks so much for hanging out with me. All right, and I'll talk to you next time. Be safe, brother. Have a good time, and Merry Christmas.